What up, Cucks? It's your boy, the hater, up in this piece, Hamzin. And I wanted to reiterate my comparison of Gunther and Kozlov, right? This has to be done again because I feel like it's fallen on deaf ears, right? This is more of a challenge to any Gunther fan. I challenge any Gunther fan to cite, I'm going to ask for only five objective reasons why Gunther is better than Vladimir Kozlov. When I say objective reasons, I'm not talking about things like he's better in the ring and everyone knows it, so it's an objective point. That's not objective. Objective would be something like, well, Gunther has more moves than Kozlov, right? And we can sit down and we can we can pick our random Kozlov match and our random Gunther match, and we can literally count the moves. And I'd bet you $1,000 right now that there's no way that Gunther has more moves than Kozlov. But anyways, that would be something objective. Objective would be like Undertaker is better than Nunzio, or Nunzio as some people say, because he is 6'8" and Nunzio is 5'3". That would be an objective metric, right? An objective metric might also be this. Someone can make the argument, Nunzio is a better wrestler than Big Show because Nunzio is quicker and has more stamina, right? But that's not that good because we don't really know what the stamina level of wrestlers is because it's a fake sport. Like CM Punk can have a 30-minute match, but in the UFC, he gasses out like immediately, right? So there's a lot to be said about this, right? But I need 5 objective metrics as to why Gunther is better than Kozlov. And off my dome, I haven't even written this down yet. I'm going to try right now to give you 5 objective reasons why Kozlov is better than Gunther. Objective reason number 1. Kozlov has a varied and, more importantly than that, unique moveset, right? So he has a finisher called the Iron Curtain, which is a call to the fact that he's from Russia. He's from the other side of the Iron Curtain. This is what separates you from Kozlov, the Iron Curtain, boom, right? Not the best finisher. I'm not going to say it's as good as, like, I don't know, the pedigree, right? But it's a finisher that was distinct to Gunther, and at the time, only he was using, right? And then, along with that, we also have all of his other moves. My personal favorite are the trapping headbutts into the throw, but I also like the little move that he did where people would run towards him, and he would just headbutt them in the chest, right? And, like, that was, like, one of his signature moves, basically, right? That was a move that they added in WWE, 2K, whatever the fuck it was called back then, right? It was a great move. It was like an animated move where you could just do it anywhere, and the characters just, like, get teleported to the middle of the ring so the move can play out, right? That, and also he did a lot of throws, right? Reason number 2, Kozlov is a better wrestler than Gunther because Kozlov does wrestling moves, right? Now, he's got his headbutt here and there, but largely he does wrestling moves. Kozlov is a wrestler. Gunther does like strike-based wrestling, right? Even like Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, right, who are like brawler-based wrestlers, they understand that there's a limit to this, right? So when Drew McIntyre comes back, he has this whole new repertoire of moves, right? He does the little backwards fall-away slam. Sometimes he does the normal fall-away slam. Both he and Sheamus do the white noise, right? Drew McIntyre does that like it's like a counter, overhead belly to belly, right? Where the guy just runs and he throws him. He has the other belly to belly where he lifts the guy a little bit, puts him down and throws him again, right? We brought back the Future Shock DDT, right? And then even there's strike moves like Drew McIntyre does the Glasgow Kiss, which is just like a short headbutt, right? Which is a good setup move, right? For a lot of the things that he does. He does other acrobatic moves. I don't need to talk about Drew McIntyre here, but the point is, right? People like Kozlov have more wrestling moves than people like Gunther, right? Reason number 2, I suspect, and we don't know this for a fact, but based on all the things that we see and the fact that Kozlov is like a Sambo champion or whatever, right? I would suspect that Gunther is worse than Kozlov at fighting in real life. And as a result, he is, reason 2, less believable. Kozlov is more believable than Gunther, and he was booked stronger initially than Gunther was. People don't remember, Kozlov beat Undertaker clean. He countered the old school, right? He countered that, also known as the Dead Man Walking, as it was known for like 2 weeks. he countered the old school into essentially like a power slam and pinned Undertaker clean 1, 2, 3, right? Ain't no way Gunther's pinning Undertaker 1, 2, 3 ever, cucks. But anyways, that's reason number 2 why Kozlov is worse. Is better. I swear to God, I'm not doing it on purpose. I just confused the two because they're the same shit, right? Reason number 3 why Kozlov is better than Gunther, right? He is bigger than him, cucks. He is bigger than him. Objectively, you can look at the two and you can see that Kozlov, first of all, was never fat. And when Gunther lost the weight, he's like kind of skinny fattish, and Kozlov is just built like a fucking house. Like Kozlov is like taller and broader than him, right? And there are some, like for example, here's one reason why Gunther is better, right? He speaks better English. That would be an example of an objective reason, right? But not that Gunther cuts great promos, right? Reason number 4 as to why Kozlov is better than Gunther. The presentation of Kozlov is more commensurate with his character than Gunther's is with his character. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as to say that if Gunther was presented like Kozlov, he would be more Gunther-y than he is now, right? One of the elements of Gunther is that he takes wrestling seriously. Well, Kozlov didn't have entrance music in the beginning, right? And the argument, when it was a great idea, the argument was this man doesn't need entrance music because he's not here to fuck around. He's not here for the show. He's presented like an Ivan Drago character, right? Who comes out, maybe the national anthem can play or something like that, right? And that could work. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't. Now, a lot of people seem to think that Gunther is going to have this main event push. No. At best, like, people say the same thing about fucking Rusev. Remember Rusev, cucks? Rusev was supposed to have this big main event push because he was U.S. champion and beat Cena. And then what happened? Nothing happened. He became a comedy character, cucks. And then he became a cuck. Like, that's what's going to happen to Gunther, too. Anyways, where are we at? Reason 4 as to why Kozlov is better than Gunther. Okay, Kozlov is better than Gunther because unlike Gunther, right, Kozlov, when he was getting his push, we're talking about here, wrestled every week. And he was being pushed correctly, and he wrestled every week against people commensurate to his spot, right? Commensurate to his spot. So Gunther is supposed to be, he's the Intercontinental Champion, so at minimum, he's a mid-carder. But people talk about him as if he's an upper mid-carder. Yet he wrestles people like Chad Gable, who are obviously undercard wrestlers, right? Chad Gable is just a new Zack Ryder, right? Like, just an undercard nobody. But there you have it, cucks. That's reason number 4. The commensurate push is not happening for Gunther. And reason number 5. Reason number 5, why Kozlov objectively is better than that hack Gunther. Nobody, and this is objective because I don't think anybody in the world could disagree because this can be backed up by facts. Nobody in the world ever overhyped Kozlov, right? Nobody ever would suggest that Kozlov was one of the best wrestlers in the world at his time. Nobody would ever say that. But people actually say this about Gunther, right? So reason number 5 can best be summarized as Gunther is overrated and Kozlov wasn't. So if anyone can provide such examples, put them in the comments or otherwise tell me. Obviously put them in the comments so we can all see them, cuckolds. That being said, go fuck yourselves. Kozlov is better than Gunther. And in my opinion, also, I'll just fucking say it. Kozlov is also better than Rusev. In the ring, Rusev, camel clutch finisher. He has the finisher of, like, Arab wrestlers, right? Arab wrestlers and other, like, let's call it like it is, brown people, right? Like, Jinder Mahal also had it. It's like, if you're a brown person, they're like, just do the camel clutch. Right? They're like, oh, but there's no camels in India, really. Like, it doesn't matter. Nobody knows the difference, cuck. Do as you're told. And Rusev had a camel clutch for some reason. That was kind of weird, right? You should have had something that was much more like, Russian-y. I don't know. Like, maybe even give him the Kozlov moveset. But anyways, and even Rusev is not as good as Kozlov. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of growing on Kozlov as I say all this shit, motherfucks. But sure as shit, Gunther is not, right? And this is a challenge. Give me 5 reasons why Gunther is better than Kozlov cuckolds. Objective reasons, that is.